What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another vlog. I got a ton of sun in my face right now. It's insane. The sun is setting and it's so bright, but it's beautiful at the same time. Beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. It seems like this is the last straw of the nice days before we hit fall, and it's just cold and it's permanently windows up season, so I'm taking full advantage. So we just arrived to meet up with Joe. Some of you guys might recognize Joe as the director of design at Enthusiast. I'm just coming to pick up the grand prizes. As you guys can see, the MacBook and the GoPro. We tend to exchange these things like hot potatoes from time to time. And Joe's at work right now, so I'm gonna let him get back to his day. All right, dude, I'm out of here. Thanks for the exchange. So some of you guys are probably asking, why did you just randomly meet up with the guy to get a GoPro and a laptop? Well, actually, guys, this is part of the Ultimate Enthusiast giveaway. We're giving away a brand new MacBook Pro, a brand new GoPro Hero 5, $100, and 2 merchandise kits that are valued at almost $100 to any one of you. So if you guys want to get entered to win one of these items or more, head over to enthusiast.com to get entered today. I definitely would say that I did a great job at finding a super random, abandoned, and relatively quiet location, as we happened to stumble upon an abandoned distribution center for gas. A little apocalyptical and a little bizarre, a little abstract in a sense. And it smells like rotting flesh, because I just walked around that corner. There's a dead deer right there, and it reeks. So luckily there's a little bit of a breeze that's picked up and it's actually blowing that way, so we're just gonna avoid that location. I actually wanna take a topic that a lot of you are probably very curious about, and I get asked questions about on a very frequent basis, and dissect some of those topics so you all understand what it's kind of like to be a YouTube content creator. Now, just a little bit of background about me. I've been doing YouTube now for roughly 8 months. I started in February and it is currently beginning of October. So I've had some time to formulate my own opinions and perspectives on what it's like to be a content creator for YouTube. And I gotta say that it's been one of the most joyous and enjoyable things that I've done in a very long time, because it allows me to share and monetize my passions with all of you. And not only does it allow me to monetize, because money's not everything, it also allows me to create a brand for myself online, which is one of the best portfolios that you could have in today's day and age. And it also allows me to cultivate relationships with people that are also doing the same things. Now, that's what I like, because at 26 years old with a college degree, I never once saw myself creating YouTube videos as a sense of income, but it could become very lucrative over time as long as you're willing to put in the hours. So now that you guys understand a little bit of my background, I want to put a full disclaimer out there and say that I absolutely love making YouTube videos. So I don't want you to interpret that I'm ungrateful or the fact that I'm thinking into too many things. I just wanted to share with you some of the pros and cons about being a YouTube creator, because just like everything in the world, there are always pros and cons to almost anything. Over the past 8 months, a lot of you have followed me from the beginning of where I started, and that first video is kind of funny, to where I am now. And I can say that I've personally grown a lot, and I've established a lot of amazing friendships throughout the time. And secondly, I need to say that if it wasn't for YouTube and the things that I learned in YouTube about not only going out and branding myself, but also creating more of an entrepreneurial sense of spirit, then I probably wouldn't be doing the things that I am today with my brand Enthusiast. So with that said, a lot of you say, wow, you make YouTube videos, that's gotta be the coolest thing in the world. And yes, it is very cool, but it has its downsides. All right, so let's quickly level set the expectation. I'm not a full-time YouTuber by any means. I do this on the side, so consider me part-time. I work a day job and I run my clothing brand Enthusiast. So with that said, when you're a content creator and you're doing it part-time, you have to kind of fight things that are always, I don't want to say against you, but are always kind of somewhat of a burden. Now, the example that we can face right now is the fact that it's not even that late at night and the sun is setting. So we're heading into the fall season. You constantly kind of have to fight these things like weather. You can't film outside if it's a rainy day, and nobody really wants to see somebody just chatting in their garage, although there are times for that. Of course, the shortening of days, that's a challenge. Location, your demographic, where you're located is a challenge. And then lastly, a peer group could be a challenge as well. So I'm fortunate to have Mike and Nick and Andy and Max and all of my friends that do YouTube as well, because then we can kind of do it cohesively. So YouTube is a game of consistency, just as really anything is in life, but really you need to focus on it. So when I was on my honeymoon, I was averaging roughly $1,500 a month leading up to that for about 3 months, and that was outstanding. I never thought a channel that had 20,000 subscribers back a few months ago could average that amount of monetization on their videos like I was doing. And it was outstanding. I had a few videos that were really doing well. Now, to answer the question, I'm sure that you guys know this already, but there's an algorithm on YouTube that looks at all of these different attributes of somebody's channel that gives it an overall rating, hence leading to a CPM, which is basically how much money you make per 1,000 views. Now, right now, I think my channel is around $6.50. So I'm not talking about how much money I make to say that I'm better than you or you're better off making this money than that money. Not at all. It's really public information. You can find it wherever you want. But in order to maintain or sustain that level of income, I needed to produce at least 2 videos per week. That way it could maintain rate at which the channel was operating. When I went out on my honeymoon for 10 days to Grenada with my wife, my revenue dropped 50%. Now that was a really big turnoff for me because I quickly realized that, wow, I invested so much time, so much energy, and so much interest in YouTube to get it up to where it was that I thought it would stay there. But that's me being naive because it dropped because the wind wasn't there to turn that chime. Now, fortunately, it's not like the finances that I'm taking from YouTube are supporting anything. Ultimately, that's just additional discretionary income. But if it was, I could see it being much more stressful. Now, the second thing that can tend to be a little bit frustrating about YouTube is the fact that there's not all that much transparency in the seasonality of the activity on YouTube. What I mean by that is the fact that you don't know what's right around the corner. So just last month in September, a lot of the kids went back to school. Now, most channels were impacted pretty hard because of this. My average views were right around 20 to 40,000. Now they're right around 10,000. And yes, that could be quality of content. There could be all these other factors playing into it. And I also have to say that I haven't been posting it nearly as much because now I'm running a new business. It's all relative. So when I had 1,000 subscribers, I would have done anything for 10,000 views. But now when I have 40,000 subscribers, I'm looking for maybe a 50% view rate, which I don't really think is asking all that much. The third thing that's kind of frustrating about being a YouTube content creator is the tools that are available. Now, YouTube does an okay job at putting out an application, which is basically like a creator studio on a mobile device. But the creator studio doesn't update all that often. So you go in there and you look at your revenue, your increase in subscribers, your video views, your comments, etc. Doesn't really perform anything like the web app does. So at times it can be frustrating when you're trying to obtain some good analytics and it's really not all there. And the last thing that I need to say that I'm a little questionable of is the fact that, and I know that there's billions of people on YouTube, but there is absolutely no way of seeking immediate counsel for an issue. There is a help forum that you can go on, and typically the moderators on there are decent with resolving issues or answering questions, but it always seems like there's this black hole of clarity. You can't go out and you can't seek the answers. Some people are willing to tell you them, others aren't, and ultimately you learn those through experience. But you'd assume, and I guess again being naive, there would be a support channel for those content creators as it is their livelihood and they are generating sizable amounts of revenue for YouTube as YouTube kind of just sits back and provides the platform at which they can do so. So that about brings us to the end of the vlog. I hope that you guys learned a little bit today, as watching us on YouTube can tend to be a, oh wow, I just need to watch their video for 10 to 15 minutes a few times a week, but there's a lot more that plays into it. I think that the points that I covered in this video are rather common across all the YouTube creators. It's something that Andy, Mike, myself discuss on a frequent basis. But hey, you know, puts and takes to everything in life, and ultimately perception is really the winning characteristic in life, right? You need to have a good outlook on what it is that you do, because then you can make the best of anything. So with that said, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, would really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next video. Well, just like that, ladies and gentlemen, another vlog has come to a close. If you have yet to, check out Enthusiast Apparel. We have a big giveaway that's taking place that you definitely don't want to miss out on. Or if you're comfortable with where you are right now, sit back, relax, and enjoy another video that we uploaded earlier in the week.